So hello, I'm going to go ahead and do my little dye process video thing, and I'm just going to do it step by step so that way in case you guys want to use what I'm doing right now, it'll be helpful to you. First off, you need to get a container that you're preferably not going to use for food, because this is fabric dye and it's going to stain, more than likely going to stain whatever you're using. And you're probably not going to want to eat out of that after that. So yeah, I just searched my house and found nothing, so I'm going to use my container that I used to put my acrylic paints in it, because quite obviously I'm not going to use it for food, so I can use it for dye and then put my paints back in it when I'm done. Also, this is fabric dye. It's meant to stain fabric. It's meant to not come out of fabric. So, you're going to want to wear clothes that you're okay with getting dirty. So, I need to change because I have my Aperture Science shirt on still, and it's white. And while it can be bleached, I don't really want to get it dirty. So, I'm going to change into a black shirt, and I have sweatpants on, so that should be safe. And then, when I am done, I will show you my little setup and how this needs to be done. See you in a few minutes. Okay, so my camera literally just died in the middle of this tutorial, so I'm using my phone, so I apologize for how this is turning out. This is my setup. I have my extensions, and you're going to want to, this is what I'm using, Petal Pink Grit. You're going to want to follow the instructions, and it says for me, for a bucket, I need to use 2 cups of hot water. So I have 2 bowls here, because I only have a 1 cup measuring spoon or measuring cup. So I'm going to pour the hot water in there. I've never done it this way. I've always boiled it, but you can't do that with extensions because some of them are so bad that they melt. So, yeah. Here is the packet of dye, and usually you're going to want to wear gloves, but I don't really care, I guess. So, I'm just going to put the dye in there, and then I will film again. Okay? See you then. Okay, so here's the dye. You're going to want to mix it around. I'm just going to mix it with my hands until it's even. Sorry, I'm not even pointing it at the dye. I'm so sorry this is done on my phone. I literally just put those batteries in and they're already dead, so I'm really disappointed about it. But I really can't do anything about it right now. I'm going to get some Duracell batteries because they last a long time. These were just cheap dollar store batteries. So, yeah, I apologize for that. Glad I didn't film Geekings on it last night. My friend used his camera. But yeah, it is no longer sandy. And also, something I didn't mention, which should be common sense, whatever you're dyeing on, you're probably going to get drips of the color on it. So, you're going to want to dye on a surface you don't care about getting, gross. Whereas, I have my old bed sheet that I'm dyeing on in my table. So, I don't really have to worry about that. Alright, so you're going to want to put your extensions in there and soak them deep in the water. This dye did say it doesn't work on certain synthetic fibers, so even though I'm doing this, it may not even work. And I may have to use the Sharpie method, which is a guaranteed work on synthetic wigs, but we'll just have to see. And either way, hopefully this, whether it works for me or not, it'll be helpful. And I have a lot of extensions to dye, but hopefully this is enough dye for them. I feel really weird using this tiny container, but it's literally, the only thing I have. So, yeah. You're going to definitely want to soak them, and once all of them are in here and saturated, it says to leave them in for 15 minutes, but I am an overkill person, so I'm going to probably leave them in for about a half an hour to 45 minutes. My extensions are stuck together. I really should have brushed them out first, but I did not. So that's my bad there. I'm sorry. Jeez, this is like this is the worst semi-tutorial thing in the world. But yeah, hopefully you get the gist of what I'm doing. So, I've made a mess. Like, you see all those drips. This is precisely why, you know, if you're a messy person like me, it's precisely why you need to wear clothes that you're going to get dirty and use a surface that you don't mind getting dirty. Alright, well, this is what I'm doing right now. I've got them saturated. I'm just pressing down on them to make sure that they're thoroughly soaked and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and go, and when I'm ready to take them out, after they're done being dyed, I will make another piece of the video for that. Alright, I will talk to you later. See ya. So, hello again. Whoa, okay. They have been dyeing for about 40 minutes, and I've succeeded in dyeing my table the pink, and dyeing my hands, and, the extensions themselves are pink, but they're very pale pink, and it seems that heat really helps this dye, so kind of trying something. Got the box in front of my heater, and I'm going to leave it there for about an hour, so that, like, because the dye is really cold, so I'm going to see if it warms it up a bit. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking that maybe I should have just put the extensions in the water and then dumped the dye on top of them so they would be, like, circulated better. So, I don't know. They are pink. They are definitely pink, but they are not bright pink, and when I re-dye my hair, it's going to be a darker pink. Just because, like, right now it's, like, really pink in the front, but it's actually, like, blonde in the back, almost. And so my hair's going to end up being darker than my extensions pretty much no matter what I do. But I'm trying to get them as close as possible because I can't be a paler pink as what they are because it won't look right, especially with the stuff I'm using on my skin to make my skin pink. So I'm going to try to make them a little darker, and if it doesn't work, then I might use the Sharpie method on top of what I've already done. Because, like, this pink is a really pale pink. It's, you know, not... I was expecting, I guess, to be able to get away with it, but I guess I didn't really, like, expect it to be as pale as what it is. I feel like all these tutorials are just derps, like, watch this and don't do what I do. But, like, yeah. I think that I'm going through it all the right way, but it's not working out specifically for me because it's not what I'm looking for. But, like I said, I'm going to keep trying and see if I can get them a little bit darker. And if I can get them a little bit darker, then I can try to blend my hair with them as best as possible. And if it doesn't look good, it doesn't look good, I guess. But I don't know. I will see what I can do, and if I can use the Sharpie method on top of that, I will. If I can't, then I won't, but I'm just going to keep trying, and if I do, in fact, use the Sharpie method along with this, I will film another video of me using the Sharpie method. I mean, there's a lot of people still, like, that have the tutorial out there, but if you specifically want to see me doing it, well, you know, I'm probably going to do that too if I can't get the shade of pink that I want. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and whenever they come out of the container, I will show you what they look like. And for this next step, those of you who are, like, using this as a tutorial, the thing that I've been told to do is get an old towel and wrap them in the old towel to let them dry. Don't rinse them. Don't rinse them. There are certain things that you need to rinse with a wig whenever you do it. Usually that's just ink. I'm not using ink, I'm using dye, so it's not going to make your hair stiff. So you just want to wrap them in a towel and let them dry. So that will be the next thing I'm doing. I'm going to be using one of our old beach towels. So yeah, you definitely want to use an old towel because it's going to get the dye on it, inevitably. So yeah, I will show you again when I reach that step. See ya. Okay, so here they are, and it actually did make a difference. They're still not super dark, but I'm gonna let them dry for a little while and see what I think. But yeah, as you can see, they're definitely pink. They're just a very light pink. I'm gonna wrap them in this old Ocean City towel. And because they were cheap extensions, they are falling apart, of course. So no, I'm not going to tell you where I got these, because I'm not recommending this brand to anyone. In fact, the owner recently was very rude to me. So yeah, totally not recommending them, because they're really thin and really cheap. But I got these because I was in a pinch. So yes. And they're all tangled together, and that's kind of my fault. Just gonna let this one drip a little bit because it's really wet. Yeah, there's those two. They're obviously quite pink. I was gonna let them in for a little bit longer, but honestly, it seems like the longer I put them in, the closer they are to falling apart. So I really, really don't need that. Honestly, like at this stage, there's been so much done to them that if they are not in good shape by the time the convention rolls around, like I'm not even going to use the Sharpie method. I'm probably just going to replace them with that bun I was talking about. Alright, well, you've seen some of these laid out, and then there's a lot here more, but I've got a tangled mess that I've got to take care of, so I will talk to you guys probably again once more once they're dry. Okay? See ya. I am so sorry. I just realized I didn't show you the original color of the extensions after they dried before I started doing what I was doing. So I'm going to show you, and, you know, you're probably going to think, oh gosh, they're not all that pink, but I'll show you anyway. Alright, here's how the color they turn out. It's a really subtle pink. So what I'm doing is, and this one's already done, what I'm doing is taking a Sharpie and running it through the hair, so that way it's got a subtle gradient, so that way it's fading from one pink to another, because my hair is going to be a darker pink, so basically it's just going to look like it's going to go from a darker pink to a medium pink to a light pink. Even though that's not what her hair looks like, it'll look pretty cool, I think, so that's what I'm doing. This is not what I meant when I said the Sharpie method. If you want to know how to dye synthetic wigs with Sharpies, you can definitely look it up. But I'm not going to be using that method right now because it's just easier for me to do it this way. But yeah, as you can see, they are pink, but they are a light pink compared to my hair, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of work on them. But yeah, that was pretty much it on what I'm doing as far as my process and my tutorial, so I appreciate you watching, and I'm sorry that it's recorded on a phone. Didn't mean for that to happen, but I appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye. Okay, newsflash. Me being me, I use the Sharpie method because, I don't know, I got bored and stuff. And I got, like, there's some bigger extensions, and I just did not feel like doing what I was doing. So, like, I'm really glad that this is an old towel, and I hope my mother really doesn't want it again because it's obliterated. I had, like, literally 4 Sharpies laying around, so, I put 2 of them in there. Obviously, I can't give you a tutorial, but I will explain to you what you need to be doing. You need to be getting 70% isopropyl alcohol. What I have here is 50%, and it's with wintergreen. Don't use this. Use 70%. Hold on. You mix that in a bottle, spray bottle, and then the ink wells of the Sharpies are in there. What you need to do is, alright, here, let me show you for an example. Here is a non-broken Sharpie, okay? This part here, what I did right here is took the wire cutters and squeezed and turned, because you have to pop this into 2 pieces. And then inside will be the inkwell. I cut the inkwell into thirds so that it would blend better into the alcohol, and it takes quite a while. It took mine about a half an hour to mix, and it just like does it super fast when it does. But your mixture will depend on how light or how dark you want your extensions to be, or your wig. I used a dark marker, knowing that it would still show up pretty lightly. And, you know, this is obviously the color I'm getting, and I have not, you know, covered evenly yet. But, yeah, that is basically it. And also, another rule that I'm breaking, besides using the wrong kind of alcohol, is you should really do this as outside. The alcohol smell is overwhelming, and it will make you sick, and it's really bad for you. So you need to be doing it in a ventilated area. I'm doing it in my room because I really don't have a choice, because it's winter and icing and bad outside. But yeah, there are obviously better tutorials up there. Just look at dyeing synthetic wigs with Sharpies or something along those lines. If I ever do another wig, I will show you in bigger detail how to do this. But it's obviously the best method, because, you know, you've seen me. I've done other methods. I used hair dye. It failed. I used fabric dye. It wasn't as dark as it should have been. The Sharpie method will do what you want it to do. So that's what I have to say about that. I'm going to let these 3 dry, and this will be at the end of my video. Alright, well, see you later.